Hi guys, welcome to MediaByte. Thank you for clicking on this video. I love found footage movies and I have the original love for horror that I had, so I wanted to give the list of my top 5 favorite found footage movies, and maybe you can watch some of them and report back. Stick around to see our list, and if you want to follow us on Twitter, it is at MediaByteCo and Instagram is at MediaByteCompany. But with that, let's get this thing started. Based on the premise of a ghost show being taped inside an abandoned asylum, Grave Encounters honestly is super well done and pretty scary compared to some other found footage movies I've seen. The whole idea of this movie is so original, it earns its place on this list. It's basically like all the other ghost shows is what Grave Encounters is, but this shows the whole thing with no editing, nothing, just everything being documented as things happen. It makes it feel so real because honestly the characters are not dumb. This movie shows you things that, while the ending is not the best, how you get to the points A to B is absolutely amazing in my personal opinion. I put Paranormal Activity here because I really respect what it did for the subgenre, same to the likes which the Blair Witch Project, but I really can't put this list any higher because in my opinion it's not as good or scary as the other movies on this list. But it is really one of those movies that if you talk about found footage, someone in the group will bring up Paranormal Activity because of how scary this movie was back then. But growing up past the point when this movie was made really kind of makes this movie outdated because of the type of movie it is and how the universe presents itself. So it just isn't super scary in my personal opinion because I can't connect to it as much as people who lived during that time could have. Except for a few scenes which are really scary if you've seen it, and yeah. Following a group of people trying to make a haunted house in a haunted abandoned hotel, Hell House LLC is one of the found footage movies that left me thinking about it when it finally quit scaring the crap out of me. In my opinion, the sequels are just as good as the original and worth watching. This movie, you need to watch it if you can because there isn't something more worth watching found footage wise than this movie, especially during the Halloween season because it actually really scared me the first time I watched it. I find it hard to get scared by horror movies anymore, and Hell House LLC actually legitimately freaked me out. Watch it the moment you can, if you can, because believe me, you'll love it if you just give it a fair chance. Probably one of the most well-known foreign language found footage movies about a disease that quarantined an apartment building and what happens to the people inside. Wreck. Please watch the original version with subtitles because the remake, titled Quarantine, is nowhere near as good as the original version of this movie. However, there aren't as many movies as good as this one in terms of how well the scares work for the plot, and the plot doesn't have to do much to get to the scares, so you need to watch it if you haven't seen it yet. By far one of my favorite found footage movies, besides my slightly biased number 1 pick. The mythology surrounding the Blair Witch Project has to be one of my favorites in all of horror movies. The movie truly scared the living crap out of me, but I would be incorrect if I didn't mention my slight bias towards this movie, which is the fact that I live an undesignated amount of time from Burkittsville, but close enough that it is a town that I grew up hearing about and stuff like that, so when I finally watched the Blair Witch Project, it scared the living shit out of me, because I knew my way around that area and what the type of woods and stuff they were talking about was. A group of 3 documentary filmmakers go into the woods to make a documentary, and because of that, things happen. No spoilers for you, just don't expect to see me in those woods. Well, that is my list. Thank you for watching. If you disagree, please put your list of movies in the comments down below. And if you want to give us any money on Patreon, I would be more than happy. You can listen to all of the podcasts on the podcast network, J&J/it, MediaByte Podcast, Exploring Cinema. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on Twitter, it is at MediaByteCo, and Instagram is at MediaByteCompany. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one. Happy Halloween!